Good evening and welcome to PR Stadium. Tonight we have a boys soccer matchup between the visiting North Allegheny Tigers and your Pine Richland Rams. So last time these teams met, it was on September 16th, and this game was played out at North Allegheny. The Tigers defeated the Rams 2-1. It was a tight game throughout. Actually, the winning kick was a penalty kick for Josh Lucchini, and the only goal for Pine Richland was by Abhinav Venkatakrishnan, the junior for the Rams. And before the varsity game started, we had a JV game, and PR boys won that game 2-1, as you can see on your screen there. So we had that, and then also before I started broadcasting this game, I had a big cross-country meet. It was the senior meet at home. It's our one and only meet of the season, actually. And as you can see, hopefully on your screen, there is a poster that was created for all seniors. And before I get to that, Pine Richland did defeat Shaler and Knock. And as you can see, there's a poster with pictures throughout my whole cross-country career. And great job by the Pine Richland cross-country boosters for setting this thing up. And we had some cake afterwards. But let's get to some soccer down here. We're underway here. We're just about 43 seconds into the game. There's a battle at about midfield. Now as I kick upfield, and it is going to be turnover. Now here's Pine Richland going down, and that is that was Nico Marsh, and he gets it to about look like that was 17 Shulkowski, and his kick goes wide. A big opening opportunity for Pine Richland. It looks like we will have a corner kick for the Rams. That's Brian McCarthy, and it's out in front of the net. Nice chance there, and it does go in the net. So an early lead for Pine Richland Rams.
Pine Richland goal scored by number 16, Justin.
And that was senior Justin Rossmiller, giving the Rams the early lead with 38-16 in our first half. With great celebration as well. So 1-0 Rams, here we go. Tigers will have the ball. That's 14, Samuel Neal. Retreats back, and good pressure there. That was once again Nico Marsh. We've been seeing a lot of him early on, Bill Clack.
Yeah, thank you very much. I didn't even have a chance to get my headset on, and the Rams already are on the board, 1-0.
Here we go. That's number 9, Ryan Earl. Earl's the senior for the Tigers, and he gets it to 13, Cameron Urick. Urick is also a senior, gets it out in front to 19, Lucchini. As mentioned, he had that game-winning goal against the Rams back on September 16th in a 2-1 victory for North Allegheny. Here we go, kick down into the corner there on the far side. Back out, and that was 22 for the Rams. Nick Rothline. Rothline, one of 3 co-captains for the Rams, as well as Steve Glaze and Gabe Schoen.
Things are, you might want to say surprising. Very rarely do you have a score that early in the game. I mean, it's not unheard of course, but it's, they took advantage of their opportunity early on, and, next thing you know, they're up 1-0.
Yeah, that corner kick pretty much sparked that goal. There's a kick out in front that was Earl.
What was interesting about that corner is actually, from my perspective, I thought it was just going to be a simple goal kick. But obviously it went off on North Allegheny, giving the Rams a nice offensive opportunity that they were able to eventually convert.
Yeah, so here goes 14, Sam Neal. Gets it to, that was Atwater. Atwater gets it down into the corner to Earl. Earl gets it out of bounds behind the net.
All right, so we'll have a goal kick here, and Pine Ridge will have a chance to regroup on offense.
Tom Fest, the goaltender for Pine Richland tonight. Tom Fest, the junior for the Rams. Here we go. It is kicked and it is immediately stopped by Urick. Urick getting defended by Zach Lewis. He gets a shot off the defender. Now here goes 15. That was Atwater. There's a save by Fest.
Yep. Easy save, but maybe a little bit more difficult than he was hoping for on that.
Yeah.
I think Rams need to definitely, when they're trying to clear the zone, they need to mark a defender from North Allegheny to make sure they don't turn into an offensive player immediately.
Yeah, body's tangled down there. Nico Marsh tried to get it deep, and it is going to be goal kick.
Looks like it's going to be. Oh, they're all setting up down here. It might even be another corner. It is going to be
Corner
another
kick.
corner.
We'll see.
That's 2 in a row that have fooled me, Mr. Kerp. I think I need better glasses.
Well, Brian McCarthy will once again do that corner kick. He was the one that got it out in front for that first goal scored by Ross Miller. And here it is again, and it hits a few North Allegheny and is cleared and immediately taken.
Yeah, that's a foul right there. 26 went down.
That's Vince Roller, the sophomore.
Yep. About 40 yards away from the goal.
It is a good kick, but it was saved by Grant Glorioso, the goaltender, or goalkeeper, excuse me, for the Tigers. And there's another kick that pretty much just got lobbed into Glorioso there.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get it out to Shank.
Pierre's living in the Tigers' side of the field a lot so far this first half. It's still, obviously we're not even 7 minutes in. It's 33 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, the Rams may have potentially turned things around throughout this section play. They started off 1-3 actually, and they've won 3 straight since then in section play, and that was most recently a win versus Butler, a 1-0 victory that is, on Saturday.
And Coach Connor has them going in the right direction, obviously.
Getting them going at the right time as we are slowly approaching the playoffs.
Yep.
So here's a throw-in.
Girls team also doing very well this year. As of last check, I believe the varsity's only lost 1 time against a powerhouse Norwin team. Saturday they won 7-0 against visiting Erie McDowell. So it's both both teams are doing well on the pitch, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy little pass there.
Yeah, that was Marsh again. So there's Shank with the kick deep. And now there's 21 for Pine Richland. That is Orsini. That name sounds familiar. He's the kicker for Pine Richland football team. Another team that's doing very well.
Yeah, you might say that. And for those of you watching tonight's soccer game, don't forget to tune in for our homecoming broadcast covering the football game this Friday night.
Yeah, the game will be against Peters Township. As that happens, there's a kick that goes wide. That was Greg Shulkowski who had that kick. Here we go. That's number 5. That's Shank again. Dribbles the ball around the defender and then gets it to Earl. And then now Earl gets it to Samuel Burge. Now there's a turnover. And there goes Orsini. He will get the lead pass to Marsh, and it trickles away. And now here goes North Allegheny. That's Earl. And Orsini takes it away from him now. Nice dribbling move around Earl. Orsini gets it.
Good leading pass.
Yeah, it was Rossmiller on that who received that pass and tried to get it in the middle, but is stopped by a defender from North Allegheny. Now here's Orsini with a slide kick. And now here goes Marsh. Marsh centers it, and it is cleared away by the North Allegheny defender. Very solid play there.
Pine Richland is just pouncing on all the loose balls here. They're not giving the Tigers much of a chance to get the ball out of their own end.
A lot of offensive attack early on as we are nearing 10 minutes into our first half.
A lot of soccer left to go.
So there's a throw-in, goes in front of the Rams net, and now, the Tigers net. And now here goes 19, that's Licini.
Another great takeaway right there by the Rams. Even when the North Allegheny Tigers get the ball, the Rams quickly pounce and regain possession. A lot of energy early on.
So here's McCarthy.
Rams throwing.
Just on that throw-in will be number 6, Stephen Glaze. As mentioned earlier, Glaze is one of the 3 co-captains for the Rams. There's a head ball as well by Nick Rothline. So here goes Rossmiller down into the corner there. He'll get it to Marsh, and Marsh center, and a nice save there by Glorioso.
Took the header away from Pine Richland.
Yeah, they had 2 Rams down there ready to try to head that thing into the net.
Right.
So there goes York down in the corner giving chase, and it will go out of bounds.
Goal kick, Pine Richland.
So McCarthy looks like will take this goal kick.
I'll say this a couple times throughout tonight's broadcast. Our crew tonight is made up of both Pine Richland TV students in the high school and also Pine Richland Middle School TV students from across the parking lot. So we appreciate staffs from both of our fine broadcast crews making it out on a school night to help us bring this game to you live at home and on demand later on.
And we've been having both those crews for our football games as well. Both doing great jobs.
That's right. We'll give a shout out, the first of many, to our camera operator, Braden Perry, 7th grader, over at the middle school. As we call it, the middle meadow, the high school.
Like the alliteration.
Yeah, absolutely. I overuse it all the time throughout my life, but that's not a story for today.
A corner kick by McCarthy again, headed away. It is cleared out. That's to Stephen Glaze. Glaze will kick a high one and is going to be headed. And now here goes Earl. And it's turned over, and there goes Orsini. Orsini tried to get it deep. Looked like to Rossmiller, and it is out of bounds, so we'll have
Pine Richland
another toss-in, yeah. Yep. So Glaze on the toss-in will...
It might have been a high kick, I think. I'm not
he
sure.
tried to get it to Shulkowski there.
Tigers trying to get across midfield.
Yeah, look
the
at
first time in about 2 minutes.
Abhinav Venkatakrishnan on tough coverage there.
Yep. Pine Richland takes over again. Look at that. That's very impressive. They're playing like their records are reversed.
That was Marsh trying to get it in, and it is stopped by Glorioso, and now here goes Earl. And battling for the ball with Justin Rossmiller, and there will be another throw-in. Stephen Glaze has the honors. He will get it headed by Rothline.
A small little foul there. About 25 yards away. North Allegheny is going to set up a fence, so to speak, it looks like, about 7-8 yards away.
So the kick was McCarthy. and it is redirected, and it will go out of bounds wide right.
But they're going to get a nice corner kick opportunity again. I
Yep.
believe it's the third one. We should probably keep
Yeah.
stats on that. I think it's the third corner kick for Pine Richland so far. None yet, so far at least, for the favored North Allegheny Tigers.
So there's McCarthy again on a corner kick, and he will get it centered in a nice save there. A nice opportunity for the Rams, but nice save by Grant Glorioso.
That was a beauty corner, as they might say, our neighbors to the north might say. That was a great header attempt, even better save. That's what keeps the game 1-0 Pine Richland.
There goes Glaze, who will clear it, and it will go on the far side in front of the bench of Pine Richland. There it is, kicked deep again. Here goes Burge, and it is turned over. Here goes Abhinav, Venkata Krishnan in a battle with Samuel Neal. And here goes North Allegheny. He'll get it back to the goaltender, Glorioso.
And if it's served back to him by a fellow player, he cannot play that with his hands, those of you who aren't soccer aficionados. Goalie may only play the ball if it's hit to him by an offensive player.
So Lucchini had a great opportunity as it just sailed over the crossbar there.
Is that, I'm not sure if he got some hands on that. It looked like could have been misdirected a little bit by the goalkeeper.
Here goes a corner kick for those of you that cannot see it on television at home. Oh, there, you can just about see it now, and there's your ball. And there's a ball, it's redirected, and that one goes way out of play.
So we're going to have another one. So that's going to be 3 corner kicks to 2 so far for Pine Richland. Doesn't really add up to the scores in the end, but it gives us an opportunity to get an idea who hits the most offensive shots at getting a goal.
Here we go, it's out to about midfield, and now there's 15. That's Atwater. It's going to be cleared by Pine Richland. Nico Marsh trying to dribble around Gianetti, and he will tumble to the ground. Now here's Rothline. It's turned over, and Venkata Krishnan tried to get some coverage there on the kick, and now here's 15. That's Atwater for the Tigers. Here's Lucchini on the double team, and he will have it get cleared by the Rams. And now here goes Shulkowski, Greg Shulkowski also. That wasn't Greg Shulkowski, that was Nico Marsh, but just at the point I was getting to, there's Shulkowski. But he's also a basketball player for the team, for the Rams.
So he uses his hands and his feet, you're saying?
Yeah.
That's good. There's actually a lot of that. When I was growing up, a lot of the soccer players wound up, their second sport of the year usually was basketball, just the way things worked out. A lot of endurance is needed in both sports. It makes a lot of sense.
I believe he's the only soccer player on the roster that also plays basketball.
Well, yeah, I was going to say there's a little pull there by the Tiger. Rams will get a free kick.
So 22-25 on a rolling clock here at Pine Richland Stadium. Thank you for joining us for boys soccer game between North Allegheny Tigers and your Pine Richland Rams. I'm Brian Kerp, joined by Bill Clack. There's a free kick. It's kicked deep and is saved by Glorioso. Glorioso will get it out.
Nice passing by the Tigers.
Here goes Lucchini on the relay from Earl, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Yeah, good defense there.
We've seen that. We haven't seen many opportunities for the Tigers offense, so it's obvious that Rams defense playing well early on in our first half.
That'll be another corner kick for the Tigers. That's 3 apiece now so far early in this game.
Now in for North Allegheny, number 23, Jonathan Ross.
So our first substitution will be for North Allegheny. Jonathan Ross, a sophomore, will be in for the Tigers. Looks like actually the North Allegheny roster has a lot of juniors and seniors. Rossi, only sophomore on the team, and no freshman for the Tigers. Here we go on the far side. That was McCarthy, and he will get it deep and clear it. And there's Burge on the far side, and it will go out, and it will be a throw-in.
Tigers looks like they're going to maintain possession.
Number 16, Luke Stevens.
Another substitution for the Tigers, Luke Steven in the game. Steven, a senior. So Giannetti will boot it deep. The Rams will have possession now. That's Greg Shulkowski. Now here's a kick deep. Looks like that's Marsh down there. Marsh in a battle with two Tigers, as it will go out of bounds on the far side.
And Tigers will get the ball back.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a throw-in, and here is the throw-in. Now there's a battle on the far side. Kicked forward and out of bounds.
Yep.
Right off of our gator, the trainer's cart over there.
And we don't want, there's a lot of animals in that last sequence. Tigers, Rams, and Gators.
Richland, number 23, Connor Anderson.
Connor Anderson now in the game for Pine Richland. Anderson, the junior, 5'7", 145 for Pine Richland. Wearing number 23. So here goes Glorioso with the kick. To about midfield, and is off the body of Urick, and now here goes. That's Anderson on the far side. We'll get it back. It is forward. Now here goes Burge again. We'll get it to 15 Atwater. Atwater gets it to Ross. Ross trying to get around Orsini there. And he will pass it right to Pine Richland Ram. Now there's a
slide tackle there. No call.
That was Nico Marsh on that slide tackle.
It's good. The Tigers back up. It seems to be all right. I didn't see what number.
Yeah, those collisions can get dangerous.
Samuel Burge. Glad he's okay.
Now here goes Atwater. It will be taken away by Shulkowski, and he will try to make a fancy move, but it will go out of bounds, and now there will be a toss in by Ross. Atwater gets it cross field. There's Lucchini down in the corner, and it will go out.
So Pine Richmond will get the reset now with the goal kick. Just over 17 minutes, 30 seconds left in this opening half. Things have even back out after a quick start by Pine Richland. Really controlled the tempo of the game. We have a nice ebb and flow going right now. Both sides trading punches, so to speak.
Now here goes Anderson as he tried to chase it, but it went out of bounds, and there will be a throw-in for North Allegheny. There's a throw-in. This is headed by North Allegheny and headed forward, and
good pass there.
And taken away by Glorioso before Nico Marsh can get to it.
Yeah, aggressive goaltending by Glorioso there, and that again probably kept the score where it is.
There's a kick, and it will be beyond midfield, and it will be headed by Urick of North Allegheny, and it will also be headed by Glaze. And look at Lucchini chasing that ball down there. It will go out of bounds, and we will have
goal kick.
Yeah, goal kick. So here's Steve Glaze.
Now in for North Allegheny, number 18, Isaac Sioka.
Glaze with the kick, and now there was a good chance there, but into the game, Isaac Sioka in for the Tigers.
Rams back line, their fullbacks doing a nice job keeping things from getting too close to their keeper, clearing it out from the 18.
Oh, and there's a little physical play by Lucchini on Glaze there, and there will be
They're calling
whistle.
They called a foul there. Looked like it was all ball, but it was the ref obviously has a much better perspective than we do.
There's Orsini. He will get it to. That's Rothline. Rothline and Orsini, both seniors. McCarthy, now Glaze. Glaze will kick it forward. It is going the other way for North Allegheny for a minute, but now here goes Pine Richland again. That's Shokowski. Shokowski dribbling down to the right into the corner and tries to get it out in front, and it goes out of bounds.
That was actually a very good defensive play for North Allegheny there. It almost went over the end line for a corner. He was able to save it, and it still went out of bounds, but a throw-in is much more manageable for the defense.
Yeah, Ethan Shank on the coverage of Shokowski on that last play. Now here's the throw-in by Steve Glaze. It's going to be headed around and will get cleared out of harm's way if you're a Tigers fan,
right.
But down in the corner, and it will be out of bounds.
All right, looks like setting up for a goal kick.
So 14-17 now on the rolling clock. Pine Richland with a 1-0 lead over North Allegheny Tigers.
All right, those time stoppage there.
14-12 is what the clock stopped at.
Yep. Looks like they're a hardware change, so to speak. They're switching out one of the backup soccer balls that one of the volunteers running around is reporting from end line to end line, sideline to sideline. They probably run as much as the players.
As much as the cross-country team, though?
Maybe not as much as you guys know.
Those of you just joining us, today the boys cross-country team defeated Knock-In Shaler. It was the one and only meet for the team.
That's Knock and Shaler.
Yes.
Not in Shaler. They've defeated 2 teams at home tonight.
Yeah, we have tri-meets. We usually have 4-section meets a year.
It wasn't just any old meet either. I mean, it was a special night, right? It was a last chance some of you guys had to run, right?
It was a senior meet for many of the seniors. We have 2 seniors on the girls' team and 5 on the boys. There's a kick deep that will be retrieved by Fest. We haven't seen much, many scoring chances for the Tigers on Tom Fest early on. There's a kick that will be stopped by Glorioso.
And his aggressive style is again, as I said earlier, is keeping the game tight. He's making a lot of good decisions. He's being aggressive, and it's paying off.
So Ethan Shank to 15, that's Atwater. Atwater back to Shank. We'll get it upfield, that's 19, that's Lucchini. Back to Atwater. Sliding attempt, that's didn't help, and then there's a kick that's wide right.
That was a very good opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah, Nick Rothline tried to stop him there, but good dribbling moves by Atwater.
Just kept powering right through. Shot went wide right, aiming for the top corner under the crossbar, didn't make it. Hit the band bleachers. Everybody always beats on the band bleachers. What do they have against them? I don't know.
The band's not there though, but
which is probably a good thing.
Usually,
a flautist or somebody playing clarinet would have been, nursing a black eye right now.
Yeah. Usually when Orsini kicks extra points, someone in the band's there to catch it.
Right.
But band's not this game tonight. But you'll see him Friday night for our coverage of the homecoming football game between Pine Richland and Peters Township.
Yep.
Pine Richland undefeated, starting to start the season.
Tune in early for our special homecoming parade. We're going to try to actually show as much as we can of that parade.
Yeah, it's the first time we'll ever get a chance to actually show that.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. You know, years ago, before the track was replaced here at the stadium, they used to do the parade inside, and they'd parade the cars with all the finalists to be homecoming queen in the back of them, or hanging out in the beds of the trucks. Can't do that anymore. Got to preserve our investment here in the track, and so the parade is outside the stadium.
To a night full of festivities Friday night, but Pine Richland Soccer has a lead 1-0 tonight over North Allegheny Tigers. North Allegheny is 6-0-1 in section play. So just about 10.5 minutes left of play in our first half. And again, a aggressive save by Glorioso there, maybe looking for a call from the referee.
You know, you got to give the goalie some space, but you know, if your momentum's going, they're not going to call that foul.
So Urick will get it to, that was Atwater, and now it is cleared out by Pine Richland for the moment, and now there goes Orsini for the Rams. Now it is cleared by the Rams. That was Ross Miller. So there goes Ross Miller down to our right. He is on our near side there. There's a battle between Rothline and Shank. But there will be a throw-in, looks like.
It's going to be, it looks like a free kick.
Free kick?
I thought it was going to be a throw-in as well. I didn't see, there's an obstruction here in my way. I wasn't able to see the foul, but there's obviously a foul was called.
Here's Glaze with the free kick, and it is a nice save there. Looked like it was going just underneath that crossbar, but a save by Glorioso. There we go, kick deep, and it is going to be kicked out of bounds by Gabe Schoen.
Tigers will regain possession on the throw-in.
That's Giannetti. Giannetti will get it to Shank. Shank. Now there's Ross. His turn. Yep.
Good win there. Another good win.
Yeah, that's Rothline. It is out of bounds. That will be a throw in by Stephen Glaze and the Rams. He will heave it. It will be headed by Shank.
Yeah, great individual effort by Nick there. 2-3 times in a row boxing out the Tigers, so you know he couldn't get a shot at possession. Forces a kick out of bounds, and the Rams get the ball back on the throw-in and are now threatening.
There's a kick deep, but there's a man, that's Urick, and he has wide open net essentially, and it is saved by, looks like a Pine Richland athlete there as Fest left the net. That's Gabe Schoen playing goaltender. Oh, and there it goes in the net. How about that?
That was relentless pressure by the Tigers to tie the game. Great plays by Pine Richland. Just too much offense by the Tigers there.
Allegheny goal scored by number 19, Josh Lucchini.
So it was Josh Lucchini credited with the goal. Individual effort by Gabe Schoen after Fest left the net. But we are tied at 1, 7:38 remaining in our first half. Pine Richland and North Allegheny. So here we go. There's the kick deep after the tying goal by Lucchini. After Rossmiller's goal, only just about 30 seconds into the game, Justin Rossmiller put the Rams on the board, and Lucchini ties it up here at 1. There's a kick, and there's a battle for it, and Fest will win that battle as he was getting pressured, looked like, by Atwater. Now here we go again, North Allegheny, and there's going to be a foul on, looks like Brian McCarthy. So it'll be a free kick.
And just inside 30 yards away from the goal.
That's Atwater. Sean.
Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say Sean Atwater, the senior. On a field goal. Looks like it was up and good, but
it was good, but we'll
football.
We'll have to send it to the back to New York to see if that field goal counted. I couldn't see from this perspective. We'll have to check the replay.
It's tough during football games to tell. I usually look at the officials that are underneath the goalposts.
Yep, and I usually wait to see what you guys say.
To add the score to the graphic.
It was a great opportunity for the Tigers, and they little too aggressive on the kick, sailing high, well high, by about 10 feet above the crossbar.
Yeah, here goes Atwater, and he will get it forward to Urich, and is going to be saved by Tom Fest, the junior, for the Rams.
Back on that goal, he had a great idea to try to head it out of the way. He couldn't play it with his hands because it was outside the box. He just, unlike Glorioso, the timing wasn't there for that on that particular play for him. It got by him, which then, led to one of the best saves up by his teammate that you'll ever see. Yeah. Somebody who's not allowed to touch the ball with his hands. Right on the goal line, makes a stop. And then, just too many opportunities for the Tigers, and they finally did convert. But great recovery by the Rams. It's unfortunate they weren't able to clear it. That would have been the play of the game if they were able to clear it. But instead, it's tied 1-1.
Looks like a free kick here for McCarthy. Is going to be saved by Glorioso. And now here's another opportunity, and it just goes wide. Right.
So that's because Glorioso saved that and knocked it out of the way. There's going to be another opportunity for the Rams.
And McCarthy on that opportunity.
Yep, corner kick.
Now here's his corner kick again. Rams, as I mentioned, have a goal on a corner kick right at the beginning of our broadcast. We weren't even a minute into the broadcast, actually, as we have 4:22 remaining in our first half. Game tied at 1 between Pine Ridge and North Allegheny on a gorgeous night here in Gibsonia.
You really couldn't ask for better conditions. Unless you want it to snow or rain, then we can't help you. But if you want dry,
tonight's perfect.
And starry, it's perfect. Like a quick little foul by Pine Richland.
And Eco Marsh questioning the call, but looked like the ref made a good call on that.
Yep. So again, Glorioso can only play with his feet now because it was served back to him by a teammate.
Yeah, that was Nick Williams. Williams will get it deep. It will be headed by Vince Roller, yeah.
Fancy pass to himself there, but goes out of bounds. Pine Richland will regain possession on the throw-in. Three minutes left in the first half.
So Roller on the throw-in, and it is headed out of bounds again. So another throw-in. There's Roller again. It will be battled for. And there's Orsini. Orsini will get it back, and it will be kicked forward by the defender, Gabe Schoen. And there's a Kick that's redirected by Ross Miller.
Yep.
It goes out of bounds.
You got a large speaker in the way of the shot here for you guys watching at home. There is a Tigers player, though, behind it.
And that Tigers player is number 5, Ethan Shank. Earl will check back into the game for North Allegheny, and Lucchini will get a breather.
Yeah. There's 2 minutes left in the first half.
Now here's Nico Marsh. Gets tripped up, and we'll get it to Shokowski. Shokowski on the near side. Looking to pass, and is going to be redirected and out of bounds. Great coverage there by Luke Steven. So Glaze will throw it in, and will be headed. And there's a kick that's redirected there by Shokowski now. And again, Ross Miller on the redirection this time as it will go out of bounds, and a throw in quickly by the Tigers as we approach 1 minute and 20 seconds left in our first half. Another quick throw in. And that's Jonathan Ross. Excuse me, got it back to Ethan Shank. Headed by a few Rams there. Stephen Glaze and Tiger as well. As it is kicked out by McCarthy now. We have 1 minute remaining in our first half. Game tied at 1. Pine Ridge and North Allegheny. Those of you just joining us, these two teams played back on September 16th. Just on the other side of Route 19 at North Allegheny as there's a kick that's out of bounds. Quick throw in by Ross. So 2-1 was the final score. North Allegheny with the win. Josh Lucchini with the game-winning penalty kick. And Abhinav Venkata Krishnan, the only goal scorer for the Rams in that matchup.
This game is shaping up to be, looks like pretty much a mirror copy of that.
Just hope the Rams get the 2 for the Tigers.
Yep.
Now here goes Ross Miller trying to get a second goal on the board with 5 seconds, and it doesn't look like there will be another goal in this half as there is 1 second and there's the buzzer at the end of the first half. Pine Richland is tied with North Allegheny at 1 goal.
Yep, and I think you have to, before we cut to a break, and well, if you guys watching at home, we're just going to keep the score up. So stay tuned. In about a little under 10 minutes, we're going to resume this game. So, but until we cut away to that graphic, I think it's there's a reason why we're here where we are. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. As you just said, Brian, it was 2-1 at North Allegheny earlier this year, 1-1 right now. A lot of the game went down to the wire. This game, right now, at least, is going to look like it's going to go down to the wire. A lot of soccer left. We have 40 full minutes of action left. But as of now, these teams are just going back and forth. And the difference, in my opinion, right now is just, the luck of the goalies. The North Allegheny's goalie gambled and won. Pine Ridge's goalie gambled, got out of position, started a little bit of a frenzy, and a goal went in. But because of that brilliant corner early in the game, this game is tied, and you can't stress enough how beautiful a play that was to start things off for the Rams. It's a fun game to watch. It definitely is a fun game to watch.
Yeah, on that goal early on was Justin Rossmiller, and Josh Lucchini got the game tying goal for the Tigers. But we are tied at 1 here. So we are tied at 1 here from Pine Richland Stadium between the North Allegheny Tigers and the Pine Richland Rams. Before we get back to our second half, let's talk about Friday night. It's a very exciting night. Of those who heard me say it earlier a couple of times, it's a homecoming football game between Pine Richland and Peters Township. And Pine Richland is undefeated, as I mentioned, and they've pretty much mercied everyone they've played in their games thus far. But last year, Peters Township defeated Pine Richland down at their stadium. So hopefully the Rams will get back on the winning ways against the Peters Township Indians this Friday. But we're about ready to get back to action here from the same turf where football players will be a couple of nights from now. As well as that football game, there will also be the homecoming parade, and the homecoming court will be announced, and the crowning of the homecoming queen will take place at halftime during the homecoming football game Friday night on PRTV. So we're here, second half. It is deep. They switch ends, and Glorioso with the stop. Glorioso will kick it. He will get it to 14. That's Samuel Neal. Samuel Neal getting defended by Ross Miller, and he'll get it upfield. And is turned over. Now here's 14. That's Neal again. And now there's 3. That's Burge. Burge over to Zach Marzula. Marzula tried to get it across field and is turned over. There's McCarthy. He'll get it upfield to Shokowski. Here we go, a deflection there and a head ball. And it is again kicked on the far side there. That's Orsini in a double team. Orsini gets it back to Glaze and is off of Connor Anderson. There will be a throw-in. It will be kicked around on the far side, and now trying to get it to Marzula and is headed away. And there's Marzula again. Marzula gets it back to Giannetti. And deep into the Rams territory, it is kicked away by Gabe Schoen. There's a kick down into the Tigers territory. That's Ross Miller on chase. Now here goes Atwater down on the far side around some defenders. Dribbles it around, and it will be tackled, and ball will get away from Atwater, and it will go out of bounds, and maybe even a whistle on the play. Yeah, foul on Pine Richland.
Tigers are coming out very strong here at the beginning of the second half. It's right around this point in the first half that we had our first goal.
Yep, we are tied at 1.
NA has an opportunity. This indirect kick probably isn't going to be a direct threat, but could definitely lead to something.
And it did lead to something. A goal for North Allegheny. That was Lucchini on the score. Bill Kleck called it.
Beautiful pass. Great header. About shoulder high. Knocked it in. Not a lot Pine Ridge could do other than try to box out that I didn't catch who scored it, Brian.
Yeah, that was Lucchini. It was an awkward angle goal there.
A great shot. Hard to stop that play. Kudos to the Tigers. 2-1 right now, NA.
A lot of time to go. 37-17 in our second half. The header by Lucchini gives the Tigers a 2-1 lead. His second of the night. So here goes Pine Richland trying to answer. It is headed by Marsh and turned over. Now there goes Marzula. Marzula gets it deep, and Vince Roller now kicks it deep. And there's a little push there by Williams on, looks like Marsh. Here's a kick deep by the Tigers, stopped by Orsini. Shokowski now. And headed around by Ross Miller and Samuel Neal of the Tigers. So Marsh got taken away by the Tigers and is kicked out of bounds by Vince Roller. There we go, Samuel Neal. Neal will get it, and they tried to get it to actually Cameron Urich. Instead, it is kicked deep by Gabe Schoen and headed back the other way. Another header by Nick Williams. Now here's Marzula. Marzula gets it to Burge. Burge to Giannetti. And it will be kicked back to Glorioso, and he will kick it down the other way. Now it's on the far side. That's Atwater. Here's Lucchini again, getting defended well. And Lucchini will score another one. Top shelf for a hat trick. Josh Lucchini makes it 3-1 in favor of North Allegheny.
He put it just inside the left upright.
North Allegheny goal scored by number 19.
The only thing that it touched was side net. Beautiful shot. Unfortunately for the Rams, 2-goal lead is going to be tough. Not impossible. There's still plenty of time. But this is, again, tale of two halves. Beginning of the first half, Pine Richland was dominating. Beginning of the second half, North Allegheny is dominating. Pine Richland has the horses to tie this game up and get ahead. They just need to relax, obviously, and focus on the next play and then the next play, not trying to get 2 goals at once.
There goes Orsini. Lucchini, 3 goals tonight. And it counts for all 3 of North Allegheny's goals, of course. But here goes Abhinav Venkatakrishnan. He will get it to Orsini. Orsini back to Abhinav. Down in the corner. Trying to center it. And it will go out of bounds. And it will be, looks like a corner kick for Pine Richland. So here's the corner kick from the far corner. A potential scoring opportunity, maybe, as it is cleared away from the net and kicked out and tried to be saved by
Offsides.
Roller, but there's an offsides call.
It's so hard as a defender. You want, if you hold up a little bit, you can force the.
And, well, this might not be good for, well, can't speculate, but Orsini is down.
That's right. Well, hopefully we just keep the shot here. No, we.
As you can see, the Rams bench there and the rest of the huddle as the trainers are tending to Orsini down to the left. Hope everything's all right for Vittorio. Mentioned earlier, he is also the kicker for the Rams football team, as he will get up and walk under his own power. Good to see Orsini walking. Looks to be pretty good shape. Looks like Luke Francis will be coming in for Orsini. Orsini will go see the trainer on the far side there. Hope everything's all right for Vittorio.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody the Rams need.
More in one sport.
And he's getting some good care from the Pine Richland trainers. Back to action now.
Yeah, there's Shulkowski and his kick down the other way before being stopped by the Rams, and now scoring opportunity potentially. And there's a pass looking for, looked like Rossmiller, who was open, but it will be a kick. Looks like by Glorioso here. A goal kick.
Yeah. Keeping Glorioso honest there.
Deepen will be headed by Pine Richland.
Yep, plenty of time left. Still over 33 minutes left in the game.
So there'll be a throw-in. Doing the honors is Samuel Neal. Neal looking for a man to get it to, and he will get it to Marzula. Rams defense will go the other way with it. Now here goes Nico Marsh with Abanov to his right, but now there's his kick back, and now Brandon Murray. So it's on the far side there, and it will go out of bounds. It will be a throw in, it looks like, by Pine Richland, and that's exactly what will happen.
Tigers are pushing hard. Rams have to push back. They're not on their heels, but they need to get on their toes even more. Really start taking it to NA.
There's a header by McCarthy. Now there's a battle on the far side about the 30-yard line. Now it's kicked down the other way, and that was Urick who tried to get it to Marzullo, but it's over his head, and that will be a throw-in for the Rams now.
Just off to the right of your screen there.
Yep, 32:06 remaining in our matchup between North Allegheny and Pine Richland, as we will have another throw-in for Pine Richland. That's Vince Roller. Roller, the sophomore. He'll be headed by Ross Miller. Now here's Ross Miller again. Kicked forward by Marsh. Now there's Shokowski, and a little bit of a collision there between Marsh and the Tiger. There's Atwater. Gets it to Marzullo. Marzullo gets it down to Atwater. Now here's Urick. Urick centers it. That's Atwater. And a great save by Tom Fest.
Great, that was beautiful. That was just a great stretch.
Great round of applause by.
Yep. He keeps the Rams in the game. That was he's a gamer, and he's hopefully doesn't have to get too many more of those against him. That was a big save for him. Big save.
Fest, the junior goalkeeper for the Rams. Here's a kick deep, a goal kick. He'll be headed by Atwater. Now that's 7 Williams. He'll get it back to Glorioso. Now it's out to 14 Neal. Tried to turn it over was Luke Francis. And now here's Venkata Krishnan, another junior for the Rams. Venkata Krishnan gets it off to the far side. Gets it out. Now here's Abanov again. And now there's Shokowski. Shokowski in a battle.
Great
and he will win the battle. And he will kick it way right of the net, but
he just couldn't get it turned. Good thought. Great play there to win it not just once but twice. And he just couldn't get his hips turned. And ball sailed right.
Now in for Pine Richland, number 23, Connor Anderson.
Connor Anderson checking back into the game for the Rams.
Number 16, Luke Steffen.
And Luke Steven will check in for North Allegheny as well. And there's a great opportunity here. That's Ross Miller with speed. And great defense as well by North Allegheny.
Excellent play.
Here goes Ross Miller. Gets it out, and now that was Francis on the opportunity. Is cleared out, and now here's a kick. That was McCarthy, and it will go wide right again.
Yep. That's what the Rams need to do, though. Great pressure. Maybe just take one more touch, or get one more pass in there, and get a better shot opportunity. We've had 2 shots right around the 18. Both went wide right. The Rams got going the right direction right now.
Now there's Urick is deep, and now that's Marzullo. Marzullo gets it down in the corner, defended well by Pine Richland. And now a header opportunity over his head, and a kick that is partially kicked actually, and that was on that opportunity. That was 13 Uric.
And good news for Pine Richland fans. I see Orsini's jumping around, trying to loosen things back up. Number 21 might be able to get back in this game after all. He's at least walking around, not on the trainer's cart. Good sign.
So we have 27:52 remaining in our second half. 3-1 lead for the North Allegheny Tigers. One of the big storylines is Josh Lucchini with a hat trick for the Tigers. There's a pass on the near side that will go out of bounds, and there will be a throw-in coming from Justin Rossmiller and the Pine Richland Rams. Rossmiller will get it, and it will go out of bounds again. Another throw-in opportunity is Rossmiller again throwing it in. He will go to his same man. That's Marsh, and Marsh in a collision.
Yep, no foul called there. A little push, no call.
And Vince Roller again. Here's Gabe Schoen. There goes Burge. And now here's another opportunity for Lucchini on the far side. Looking for a man to get it to. Dribbling around. Gets it to, well, tried to get it to rather, to Uric, and it is kicked away.
It'll be a corner kick for North Allegheny.
Gabe Schoen with a nice play, getting it out of bounds, so it'll be
for Pine Richland, number 28, Evan Denny.
so Evan Denny now coming in for the Rams. Yep.
26 minutes and change in this ball game. Lots of time. Lots of time.
Corner kick coming from the Tigers. Here it is. He'll be headed, and it will go through the uprights.
And again, the band risers get hit. What do they have against the band risers? I don't know.
Well, you missed a net, you're going to probably hit the risers.
Right. No, but
Unless you kick it over them, which I'd be impressive.
But in all seriousness, though, I'll stop making jokes about the risers. Good defense there by the Rams on that corner kick, not giving North Allegheny a real good look at the net. Ball sails over. Rams get possession.
Now the possession is Burge, and now quick change of possession. There goes Shulkowski.
Good lead pass.
Shulkowski will get it back. Anderson on the pass, and it will go back, and it will be turned over. Now here goes Burge. Burge to Marzullo now. Marzullo in a battle with Evan Denny, and a quick shoulder there by Roller. Now there's Lucchini, and it will go back. And it will
Nice
be
play.
Slide tackle there. And that was by Shulkowski.
Another good play. Rams have their feet on the gas right now.
Here's a whistle.
I didn't see the foul, Brian, but obviously North Allegheny is going to get a free kick.
So those of you watching us live right now on our website, we thank you for watching us. Keep in mind that you can watch any event, any sporting event, concert, talent show, anything really, via our live stream. You can go to that by going www.pinerichland.org/PRTV/streaming. And you also may be watching this game on our on-demand page.
Yep.
You can go to the on-demand page and, hey, watch more sporting events, talent shows, concerts, and much more.
All you have to do is go to pinerichland.org/PRTV. Or if you can remember, as Brian just said, /streaming for our live events, and to watch it on the archive, just put /on-demand. No dash, just ONDEMAND. I spelled that correctly, I hope.
Yeah, you're good.
A little bit.
Yep. Here go the Tigers. Get it back to Gloriosa.
Trying to work the clock a little bit here, obviously.
Yep, it's at about 23:15 now. Tigers with a 2-goal lead. Not insurmountable by any means.
Nope.
There's on the far side, that's McCarthy. McCarthy trying to get to Shulkowski and is going the other way now. And now there's Lucchini. It will go out of bounds. Off of Pine Richland, and now North Allegheny will throw in. Well, they overturned the call actually. Looks like the Rams will throw it in now.
Now in for North Allegheny, number 20, Nico Ramirez.
So before we overthrow, Nico Ramirez will be checking in for the Tigers. Here goes Shulkowski at about midfield. Kicks it forward. Now here's Marzula. Actually, that's Lucchini. That was Marzula right there on that kick, and now here goes. That was Urich, and a nice defensive play there by the Rams defender. That was. Try to get a number on that.
Good play though. They're switching fields now, going to the far side.
So it'll be on the far side, and it will go out, and it will be a throw-in for the Rams. John Connor will get the ball to.
Here we go. Let's see what they can do with this.
Here we go.
If you can get around that corner, they have a shot.
And it is taken away by Shank.
Almost one more step would have had that.
There's a kick that will sail onto the track on the far side, and it will be another throw-in.
Should be Pine Richland ball, I believe. Yep.
Yep, there it is down there.
All right. Our camera's a little off the action, but it's the action's to the left, and we're catching up right as we speak.
There, well,
Yep.
we have some obstructions up in our crow's nest, so it's kind of tough to get that angle there. Here's a throw-in for the Tigers now.
Now in for North Allegheny, number 20, Nico Ramirez.
20 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Pine Richland needs to score, I would say, pretty quickly if they want to have a comfortable comeback. Obviously, they have until the horn blows, but I would think that in the next 5-10 minutes they're going to need to have at least one.
Maybe get him a corner opportunity again. That seemed that was what their only goal came off of, but there will be a throw-in here by the Tigers now. The clock is under 20 minutes now. 2-goal lead for the Tigers over Pine Richland. So in the WPIAL, there are 4 teams that can make the playoffs. Tigers and Rams are pretty close to securing their spots in the postseason. Actually, last year these teams played twice in the playoffs against each other. North Allegheny won both. They played in the semifinals of the WPIAL playoffs, and then they met again in the first round of the state playoffs, and again North Allegheny defeated Pine Richland.
Yeah, there's 2 good teams, cross 19 rivals, if you will. And it's always fun when you have 2 competitive teams that game in, game out, are within a goal or 2 of each other. It'd be nice if the Rams would be the ones winning all the time, but doesn't mean we're biased. Are we biased? A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So there goes Shank, and now that's Burge.
Yep. Pine Richland.
There goes Pine
Ball
Richland.
back.
Is kicked the other way, and Pine Richland gets it back again.
Good pass there.
Here's an opportunity potentially. Rams trying to get into the That was Nico Marsh who went down there for Pine Richland.
Good opportunity for the Rams. I'm glad the Tigers okay.
Yeah, it was Williams.
Williams went down. But the Rams will get a nice opportunity here with 18 minutes left to go in the game. I don't know, Brian, do you go for the shot or do you go for a trick pass?
At this point, I think you'd probably go for a shot here just to get within one goal as the clock is still ticking under 18 minutes. You want to get something on the board so you have a little bit more time, if you will, to get that third goal. But they need to get a second one here, and looks like it will be a shot on goal, and it will be saved by Gloriosa. So the Rams did try a shot, but nice save by the goalkeeper of Tigers, Grant Gloriosa, the senior. And Gloriosa will get it down field, headed by Schoen, and then by Burge. There's one that almost went out of bounds, and it will in fact go out of bounds off of North Allegheny.
Now into Pine Richland, number 22, Nick Rothline.
Nick Rothline, the senior, checking back in for the Rams. There's a throw-in on the far side, North Allegheny. As we get under 17 minutes now, that's 15. That's Atwater. Atwater gets it around to a few Tigers, and now he's back, and he will kick it down and out of bounds on the end line.
So we have a goal kick for Pine Richland. 16 minutes left in this game. PR needs to make a quick move here.
Here's a goal kick. And there it is. Tried to get stopped by Shulkowski. Instead, here's Denny, Evan Denny, the junior for the Rams. Now there's a kick that will go out of bounds, and there will be another throw-in.
Yep, just sails out of bounds. Tigers will get the ball.
Yep. Isaac Sioka. So here goes, that's Nico Ramirez. Ramirez gets it back to Sioka. Actually, no, there's Ramirez still. Gets it down into the corner. Tried to get out in front, deflected by Pine Richland, and will go out of bounds off of the Rams. And there will be a throw-in for Sioka again. And North Allegheny, you will get it to Burge. Burge back to Sioka.
A lot of time going by right now.
Yep, less than 15 minutes. Trying to do some time management, I guess. Milk some time off the clock.
Spreading the ball side to side, and now they're moving in.
Here's a kick into the center, and it is kicked away by Pine Richland. It will go on the far side and out of bounds. Another throw-in for the Tigers.
They have just over 14 minutes left. Plenty of time still, but again, I would say they need to really mount an offensive threat.
Number 6, Steve Glaze.
Steve Glaze coming back in for the Rams now.
For North Allegheny, number 6, Stanley.
Nice slide tackle there.
Yep, there goes Williams. He will get it to Stanley Owens. And now 28 for Pine Richland, that's Denny. Now Owens for North Allegheny will get to Burge. And now here goes Burge upfield. And there's Atwater. Atwater gets it off to the far side. There's a kicked around, it will go out of bounds. There will be a throw-in for Pine Richland. So we are at 13 and a half minutes in our second half. 3-1 to score. North Allegheny over Pine Richland.
Switching fields. Oh,
Oh, almost.
good defensive play there. That would have been a good opportunity for Pine Richland.
Yeah, Denny was open on the near side, but defense from North Allegheny was key on that play. And there's a defensive play that's key for Pine Richland now.
Great little play there. You don't get goals for that, but that's just a nice way to get the possession back.
Yeah, that was McCarthy who had that slide tackle there.
Now in for North Allegheny, number 13, Cam Urick.
So Stanley Owens, the senior, will get it to, that's 20, Ramirez, and there's another whistle.
And we appreciate you guys watching us here on Pine Richland TV online. We're here live. Obviously, if you're watching us, you're seeing us on PRTV/streaming. But don't forget to check out any event, from our sports coverage to our concerts to our award ceremonies. All of that can be found on PRTV/on-demand. Go to the main website, then type in /PRTV and /on-demand. And you can find events from the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, going back to basketball, I believe 3 years ago, we went down to Shaler and North Allegheny, covered games there.
Yep.
We also did some home games, did football going back to 3 years ago. That was, I believe, the team that won a state title won WPIAL title, finished second in states. St. Joe's won the state title that year.
We've had a lot of talented students. And again, I want to thank, with just under 11 minutes to go in this game, I want to thank both our combined crew, the members of the Pine Richland Middle School TV program, the Middle Meadow.
Lucchini kicked one just right of the net there, tried to get a fourth goal.
Good leg, again, wide right, fortunately for Pine Richland, and we get a nice goal kick. But thanks again to the middle school students who are helping us tonight with our broadcast. Braden Perry up on the camera, we appreciate your work. He is the most famous Perry in Pine Richland.
Yeah.
And of course, to our high school staff, thank you very much for coming, led by Brian Kerp here to my right. So thank you guys all for helping us out and bringing this game to the viewers at home.
So here goes Shulkowski. It is turned over. There's 3. That's Burge. Burge will get it back to Shank. And now it's going the other way for the Rams. For the moment, instead it was headed by Nick Williams. Now Shulkowski will get it forward. And here's Rossmiller. It is headed right into by North Allegheny, right into the goalkeeper, Glorioso. So under 10 minutes, Pine Richland needs to get a goal very soon. As North Allegheny threatening to get a 4th goal, potentially. It's centered, and a great defensive play there by Evan Denny. There goes Denny, getting it out to Nico Marsh. Marsh to about midfield, gets it deep, and that is Rossmiller overruns it.
Just a little unlucky, hit him on the bottom of the foot instead of in stride. Wanted him going backwards instead of coming with him. It was a nice pass, just didn't happen for him that time.
There's a collision there at about the 40-yard line, but here goes North Allegheny. It is up to 20. That's Ramirez. Instead, here goes Pine Richland going the other way now.
Great play coming here. Good hustle, good hustle.
Solid hustle by Gabe Schoen.
Yep, yellow card.
Yeah, got just a little bit too aggressive here. Yeah, some of the crowd is liking his effort on that, but he will go to the bench as some more Rams will come out. What would you be saying to Schoen if you were head coach John Connor there?
I mean, great heart, but obviously you got to keep it under control. He's obviously a good player. He knows what to do and what not to do. It's hard to stop yourself in the middle of that when you're playing your rival, and you're trying to get back into the game. I don't think you have to say a lot to a player like that. He knows what's going on. He's a veteran.
Yeah, co-captain as well, getting some words from head coach John Connor. Yeah. Words of wisdom, I guess.
And there's a good chance we're going to play these guys again. So, as you said, Brian, they've met multiple times in the playoffs last year.
They met earlier this year. North Allegheny winning that one 2-1 and leading here 3-1 as we're under 8 minutes now to go in our game. Coming into tonight, Pine Richland was 4-3 in section play. North Allegheny was 6-0-1. Trying to improve to 7-0-1 are the Tigers. There's one deep, headed by Nick Williams. Now there's McCarthy.
Again, they don't have to get both goals in one play. They can just chip away. They unlocked the Tigers in the first half. They just got to remind themselves what they did and repeat.
So Burge will get it to about midfield. And going the other way, that was Luke Francis, and now here gets to go Francis again. And there's Ramirez now getting it down into the Rams territory. Now here's Ramirez now, trying to get it deeper into the territory of Pine Richland. It will go out of bounds, and there will be a throw-in for the Tigers.
Number 14,
Sam Newell coming back in for the Tigers. Looks like Stanley Owens will, no, not Stanley Owens, that's Samuel Burge will go to the bench for a breather. There's a scoring opportunity and a nice save by Tom Fest again.
Yep, knew right where to be. Made the stop look easy.
Tom Fest will punt it.
It's a
good
nice
one.
Kick.
Yeah, there's Nico Marsh down there, and set it is headed by Nick Williams. It will go out of bounds. Excuse me, out of bounds. Gotta keep my voice fresh for Friday.
That's right. Orange juice. Chicken soup. All right. Rams have to win this out of the air. Or unless he throws it.
Yeah, looks like he will punt it. It is in the air. And it is, looks like won by Pine Richland, so you got to get a goal pretty quick as we are nearing 5 minutes to go in our game.
This has got some potential.
Yeah, it's Shulkowski. Shulkowski dribbling around a defender. A scramble for it, actually.
Yep.
That
foul.
was Nico Marsh, excuse me, on that. Great effort by Nico Marsh. Nice sportsmanship as well down there.
I'm going to see what this is going to be an interesting call here. I'm not sure.
Looks like a penalty kick.
Time stops just under 5 minutes.
This would be
interesting here. If it is a PK, that makes this game much more interesting. And that's what it's going to be. They're lining up for a penalty kick. These aren't definite, but you got to definitely
it's
kicks,
huge.
favor the offensive player.
So Grant Glorioso all alone on defense, if you will. That's McCarthy. McCarthy the kick. It's a goal. Big goal, Brian McCarthy on the penalty kick.
And it's a big play right there.
So 4:53.
Anything can happen,
Rams
Brian.
within a goal.
Good hustle on the offensive end, earns them a penalty. They get the PK. They're now within a goal. I'm going to go update the score.
Yep, goal clock, updating our graphic. Still says 3-1, but the score is 3-2 after the PK goal by Brian McCarthy.
Well, if they were in cruise control, it's time to put the pedal to the metal again here. The Rams within 1, 4:48 count.
So the second goal is up on our graphic now. And now here goes Pine Richland trying to tie it. Great opportunity, and it's kicked away by the Tigers. Because we were getting under 4.5 minutes now. Starting to get interesting now. And here goes. That's Bridges. Bridges will get across field to Ramirez, and there's a whistle.
Looked like it might have been, I think it was an offsides. I might have been wrong there. Thought I saw the ref do the offsides call, but anyway, Pine Richland has the ball.
Yeah, that's Brian McCarthy, the recipient of the last goal. And now here goes Nico Marsh out in the corner. Marsh slows it down on a double team by the Tigers. As it will go close to out of bounds, but will stay in bounds. There's Shulkowski. Shulkowski trying to center it. No one is home. And now it's kicked the other way by the Tigers. At 3:38 now, and it will go out of bounds. There will be a throw-in by the Rams. It is headed.
All right, Pine Richland gets 15 more yards, getting closer.
First down. Put it that way, but there's the.
Now they get another 15 yards?
Yep. Pass interference.
So it's.
Shulkowski tries to get it, and it's down into the corner. Man, that one got a lot of airtime.
All right, they're going to call a goal kick on that.
North Allegheny, number 3, Sam Burge.
Under 3 minutes now. Pine Richland within a goal. Trailing 3-2.
Yep,
Another one-goal game.
that's right. North Allegheny is just milking the clock right here. Not any rush to set up this goal kick.
Under 2:38 now. At 2:30, here's the kick by Glorioso. And there's a kick. It is back to about midfield, out of bounds off of North Allegheny. The throw-in by Francis.
Nice pass. Nice, another, oh.
Oh, Nico Marsh was almost there, and said that is Nick Williams of North Allegheny, and is stopped by Glorioso.
Two good thoughts there. That's how they're going to get the next goal. That's how they get the tire. The tire. That's my new phrase. Tying goal is called the tire. Trademark.
Yeah. Just like factoid almost.
Yes, but mine, not yours.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, little ball spinning.
Under 2 minutes, yep.
Got out of Pine Richland's control.
We're at 1:35. North Allegheny trying to improve to 7-0-1. Pine Richland trying to tie it up here late. There's another whistle.
A little small foul. You got to keep your hands down.
1:18 now.
They're going to have time for one more rush after this kick, because he's going to bring this down almost down to a minute, I'm guessing.
1 minute.
So we have 1 minute, as you may have heard from our PA announcer here in the press box.
Now in for the Tigers, number 15, Sean.
Clock is ticking here. It is at 50 seconds now. 3-2 the score. Pine Richland trying to I guess you can say pull off a miracle and get a tying goal here. Still possible.
It is still possible. They'd have to really put it together quickly. Here comes the goal kick. They'll get.
This is where they need to really
50
start up
yards
here.
right here.
Yeah, here we go. 25 seconds. Tom Fest with the kick. Here we go.
Well played goal kick. This gives the Rams an opportunity.
That's Nico Marsh, and it is out of bounds. And
I think he thought about passing. Then he saw that there's room on the side, and he just went a little slip.
we're at 10 seconds. Pine Richland really needs to hurry now, but let's see. We got 3 seconds. One last kick, and that's the end. Pine Richland fought hard the whole way, but North Allegheny comes away with a 3-2 victory over the Pine Richland Rams. So again, we thank you for joining us tonight. Great game for the boys on both sides of it. So keep in mind that we hope to bring you a girls soccer matchup as well. Pine Richland North Allegheny, that will probably be a Saturday game. That'll be October 14th. Yep, as the girls call it a soccer Saturday, but please stay tuned, or not stay tuned, tune back in on Friday night as it is the homecoming game, Pine Richland and Peters Township, the football game, of course. And during that, there will be a parade before the game, and there will be the homecoming festivities, such as the announcements of the homecoming court and the crowning of the homecoming queen. But that does it for us tonight. With Bill Clack, I'm Brian Kerp saying good night. North Allegheny defeats Pine Richland 3-2. Have a good one.